that will make you more personable, more real. Make sense? That's what I did. In every single email that went out, I included my phone number at the very bottom. I said, hey, if you have any questions, feel free to call me. Here's my number. Here's my cell number. Somebody called me back, and he's like, hey, Vic, I've been watching you, and I'm ready to get started. What's your join link? I'm ready to get started. And I make my first $2,000 commission. Okay? They paid. My goodness, they paid. My first $2,000 ever. I'm like, I don't know if you guys can understand the feeling. I'm like, it's like, a mountain fell off your shoulders. Your first sale ever online. And it didn't matter if it was $20 or $2, or in my case it was $2,000 because I was promoting a big ticket program, a big ticket company. Okay? And they actually paid, and I got the money. Guess what I do? What is it doing to my confidence level now? It's through the roof, man. It's through the roof. I didn't tell them that it took me 8 months or whatever that took me, right? From the beginning through all those trials and tribulations, to get to my first sale, right? From the very beginning, I had to go through failure, didn't work, and then boom, I come across a mentor who gives me an idea, and this one idea generates my first sale. Of this, what people focus on is they don't see the whole journey here, this path, right? But they just see this right here, this little segment, right, of life, and they think that, hey, it's easy for him. It's an overnight success, right? So what I do is, man, it's like it took me almost like a year, right, to get my first sale, including when I was trying to figure this thing out. But from the time when I started to do my marketing by connecting with people, not focusing on selling the product, but focusing on building my list and serving my list, you guys, 3 months later, I became #1 income earner in that same company, promoting the exact same product that I was promoting when I was failing here. Okay? 3 months, about 3 months, became #1 income earner. I got my first sale. Here's how I did it. I whip out my flip camera. Right now, they don't exist, but back then, right, they had the flip cameras. Man, I'm so fired up. $2,000, I made it in a single day, right? Most people have to work a month to get it. So what I do is I do a screenshot or a screen recording with that camera. I put the camera on myself, and I'm talking to my list. Now my list is maybe, I don't know, 70, 80, 100 people, something like that. But because I was connecting with them, because I delivered the value, and I was doing these weekly, weekly teleconferences, talking about just like what I was doing, right? It was a little bit different, giving them, a new nugget every single time. So my first sale, I contact my list, I record a video, I put that video on I don't remember what service I put it on. It might have been even YouTube. I don't know if you, it might have been YouTube, yeah. But I sent them a link, and I said, hey, everybody, Vick Strides is here. Appreciate you being on my list. I'm talking to a camera, right? Appreciate you being on my list. I wanted to share with you how I just made $2,000 in a single day. Most people have to work a whole month to get it. I'm going to share with you how I did it in a single day. I'm not talking about that it took me almost a year to get there, but I've got $2,000 in a day, right? This one person called me, and he paid me he bought the product that paid me $2,000 in commissions. You see what I'm saying? So Snapchat right now, right? So what happened was, again, call in this number. I'm going to share with you. And I started to capitalize on my small successes and small successes. Now my confidence is a little bit higher, right? And so that's how, you guys, I broke through as an internet marketer. That's how I broke through in this industry. And every single time, and this is what I was telling people. I said, look, I included my number, and I was capitalizing on that. I was trying to connect with people. Okay. So people started to call me back. They were like, hey, Vic, thank you for the value. We appreciate you. That started to boost my confidence a little bit. I'm like, dude, I'm starting to love it. I started to love what I was doing. I started to fall in love with the internet marketing space. And as far as I was concerned, it's just me dealing with people. I'm like, dude, this is awesome. People call you, they're excited, and they now they're calling you, not the other way around. You put out certain things, you put out certain value in a strategic way, right? And it comes back to you. It's like a boomerang. You throw it out there, it comes back, right? So that put me on the idea of how can I help people contacting me instead of me contacting people. So I didn't put a lot of emphasis on what I was promoting, but I was putting a lot of emphasis on how I was communicating with my list. You guys get it? And so what that allowed me to do, okay? What that allowed me to do is continue to do my weekly trainings, and my list grew, right? I continue to do now. I make $2,000. Now I have a few bucks that I can reinvest. So I reinvested into some paid marketing campaigns, being very, very careful this time, right? But I kept on doing what I was doing, sending people to a landing page that's different than the marketplace, than what everybody else was doing, basically attracting them into my world and then talking to them what I did, teaching them from experience. Learn, do, teach. Okay, learn, do, teach. Pretty simple. And that's how I started to, my first sale and second sale came in and so forth. And I declared to that company. Actually, I met one of the top guns in that company. I remember him when I was in Phoenix, Arizona, a couple of weeks ago. This guy by the name of Pat, right? He comes to me. He's like, "Hey, man, I remember you from that company. You remember? We used to fight. Number one, number two spot, number one, number two. This is when I started to connect with my list." And I declared to the company owner, I said, "Man, I'm going to be your number one income earner in this company within the next 6 months." I did it in 90 days. Okay, in about 90 days. And so, unfortunately, the company folded. But now I've got myself a breakthrough that I would continue to use over and over again. Right. So I went out, continued to build my list, continued to get people into my list. Even when I did not have anything to promote, I would still promote a landing page, get people to my list, communicate to them, just share with them experiences, share with them what I was learning, what I was about, right? Not even focusing on selling anything, but just investing. It's like investing, right? When before I can get some fire from the wood, right? Zig Ziglar used to say this a lot. He's like, "Hey man, before you can get some heat from the stove, you got to put some wood in first, right? Before you can get something, you first have to invest into the. And so that's what I was doing. I was focusing on investing, right, into my people and building, a following. So I continued to do, coaching, and people started to show up. I had, 300 people showing up on teleconference calls. Then I moved to 500 people showing up to the teleconference calls, and then somebody said, "Vic, why don't you start charging for it?" Right? And I said, "That's a great idea." So I said, "Hey, I'm going to create this paid service. I'm going to still continue serving people, but I'm going to create a paid area, right, of my little business now, and I'm going to charge people like, I don't remember, $67 a month or $47, something like that a month." And I created immediately, like in a single day, because of the value and the investment that I put into my people that were looking up to me. I think I had a couple hundred people signed up when I did that little promotion. So that got my income, to over $10,000 a month, just like that. That's recurring income that people were happy to pay because of how our relationship kind of grew. Okay, you guys getting this? So now I started to go independent. I started to go and become this entrepreneur, a real entrepreneur, right, online. And so, promoted a few affiliate programs here and there. Every single program that I promoted, I wanted to build a tribe. I wanted to include people into my circle, right? I wanted to talk to them and just really keep them, engaged, keep them informed, deliver value to them. And so my big breakthroughs, you guys, okay, came from just this idea of investing, being totally genuine with people and investing in your subscribers. Okay, investing and driving your business forward with value. Then later on, what happened? So this is like from 2006 probably to 2009, right? I got my income to, probably over, 50 to 70,000 a month, something like that. It was crazy. Life is great. I mean, I'm living the dream, man. Everything is awesome. I'm like, I couldn't ask for anything better. We we travel, we've got money in the bank, bills are paid, we got no debt, everything is cool, right? In 2009, I get a knock on the door, right? My wife is pregnant with her third boy at this time, and she's about due. She's like probably 8 months or so pregnant, around there. She was like almost due, and I had this knock on the door, and there was an officer standing at the door, and he's like, "Hey, we're here. We got a warrant for your arrest." And I was about to fall over. I'm like, "What? You gotta be kidding me, man! Come on." I didn't tell him that, of course, but that's what I saw. That's what I thought. I was sure this was a mistake. And he's like, "Yeah, we've got a warrant for your arrest. You want to come down with us?" Turns out that when I was 19 years old, that back to the insurance, right? I did something that I shouldn't be doing. Big lesson. Don't do anything that you should not be doing. Okay. It was a stupid thing that I did. Very stupid thing. Winter time, I don't remember what was going on, but I got to the point where I was confident that I could sell enough insurance, I could sell policies, I could, I was pretty good at it, right? But it was winter, and I needed the money for something, whatever, I don't remember with the details now, but I decided to do one stupid, at that time, clever idea. I decided to see if I could pull it off. And so what I did is I said, what if I just, instead of me going and traveling 4 hours, on the snow, in a little Honda, what if I just just come up with a couple names and just couple random numbers and just submit a totally fake application, right, to the company and see if they'll pay me. And I knew that it's going to be a chargeback in like in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But I would later on write enough policies to overwrite that chargeback. Make enough commissions to overlap it. Obviously, the company would not be out of any money because they would get their commissions back. There's no real people involved. This is me thinking as a kid, right, 19 years old at the time, and I would just write enough policies to do that. And I wrote a couple of fake policies, and sure enough, everything worked as me, 19-year-old kid, thought it would work. Everything ran as planned, right? So I wrote, submitted to the company. They paid annual commissions. 3 weeks later, the commissions got charged back. The company got back their money, right? And I wrote enough other business to cover that. Life went on, and then eventually I just decided to quit the industry because I just got sick and tired of traveling. And so 5 years later, that stupid thing that I did, that crazy idea that I had, caught up to me, and I had to pay for it. So imagine this, 2009, right? My online business is like thriving, man. I'm like 50, 70,000 a month income. Everything is great. I've got people looking up to me. I've got people, coming to my coaching sessions. I mean, I love what I do, right? And then I get arrested, right? And I have to do 90 days in a work release center, county jail on weekends. So I have to go and serve the country for 90 days on weekends. Here's the thing. That was the lowest point in my life. The guy, the state prosecutor, he did not get what he wanted to get, so he got really pissed. And what he did was he invited some local press, to the sentencing, and I got my 15-second fame on local TV here, TV stations, and the word got spread out. And oh my goodness, Vick is a scammer. Vick is a con artist. This and this and this, and so rightly so. People got scared, right? And so my business, my 70,000 or 50,000 a month income that I've built, that I worked from 2005, to 2009 to get there, right? Everything literally overnight, you guys. Everything went, bam, down to zero. Okay, down to zero. The huge lesson for me there was, dude, I don't know why this is happening, but deep down, I'm like, everything happens for the better. I did not know why, how. It was crazy. I would never, ever, ever want to go back there, ever. Obviously, I would never make the same mistake again, ever, right? But that experience, it put me in the lowest point in my life that I ever remember. I mean, even lower than, because there was no, there was no business. And when you go from being at the top to go being all the way down, and you're being humiliated and you're being ridiculed, right? And everybody's like, oh man, there's that guy. Your confidence is shattered into pieces. Your self-image is shattered into pieces. I mean, everything that you've built is literally gone. Okay. The only people that that believed in me and kind of like encouraged me, right, was my family, and a few friends. Some friends even turned away. Okay, it's just how it is. So what happened was, I got, it was my coaching that that people had to pay money for. I shut it down. I said, you guys, I'm not gonna take your money anymore. I'm out. I told them what happened, and I basically just disappeared. I just said, you know what? I just want to I want to go into a cave and not talk to anybody, not do anything. Right? This is like crazy, and rightfully so. I had to pay for what I did. When I was a kid. So I took almost a year off. Now by this time, because I was already, had money coming in from my online ventures, right? We were able to take off, and I literally didn't do anything for like a year during trial, and during when I was going to the to this work release center for on the weekends and 90 days. I didn't do anything, and so about 2010-ish, okay, from 2009 to 2010. I'm going to this work release center, and I'm like, man, I something is burning inside of me. I'm like, dude, this is like something. I mean, I can either, what am I gonna do, right? I don't want to do anything else. I love what I do. I love internet marketing. I love to hang out with people. I love to teach people. But and by this time, I'm starting to like think through, right? How would I, can I bounce back? Can I come back online? I mean, my reputation is like shattered into pieces. Everybody is like running for the hills, right, away from Vick, and obviously not looking at what they can see. So from that situation, one Sunday, okay, we got back from church, and I remember promoting or using this product called Directory of Easy, and some of you guys know that story, right? And I said, look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with just value. I don't care about selling stuff. I don't even care if anybody even purchases anything. I just want to prove to people that I'm a real deal, right? And just serve people. Just if anything else, just wanted to put good stuff out there, regardless of what anybody's going to say or do or think or whatever, right? And people who don't want to listen to me, they don't have to listen to me. So one Sunday afternoon, I sat down and I opened up my laptop, and I created 3 videos. And I said, hey guys, I'm going to teach you how you can potentially earn money within 48 hours. And I called it the 48-hour cash machine. It's not around anymore. Some people are still trying to push it by pirating those videos. I don't endorse it anymore, just so you know. It's not relevant today as it was in 2010. So I created a mini training, and at the very end, I recommended this product from ClickBank called Directory of Easy that paid me $100 in commissions. And I sent it out to my list. By this time, my list is, it's pretty good size list, right? And I sent it out, and I said, hey guys, free training for you. I'm back. I don't blame you if you don't want to listen to me. But if you would like to check it out, Here's a link. And I sent it to them. And I refresh my commissions in ClickBank, right? A day later or so, money starts to come in. First 30 days, I've earned over $30,000 selling that product to my list. I didn't run any ads yet. I just promoted to my list. By this time, see, my list grew. My list grew from me delivering value to my list consistently. You guys see this? So now I didn't have to spend any money to get to $30,000 my first month ever. Promoting a product I did not own, I did not create. I did not have to service. I recommended through a pre-frame that I created. And I said, can I replicate this? Can I replicate and give my people an ability to do this? And so we did it, right? I went to the developer and we created a replicated system around that funnel. I charged people, I don't remember, 47 or 67 bucks to be able to use that funnel, right? And a bunch of people started to make money. Just running that same funnel I was running. Okay? And so that got me to another breakthrough, which was systems, right? Systems work, people fail. Systems work, people fail. So now I have perspective, right? Now I have an arsenal of things that I can be sharing with my people. How I went from beginning to building my business up to 2009, right? What I did to do that, and I was continuing to teach people from what I did. Never, ever, ever be a pretender, okay? Never try to cut corners, you guys. Never try to cut corners. Right now, my message is very simple. Be authentic, be genuine, build your business on a solid foundation that when you go to bed at night, you don't have to worry about anything, okay? Pretty simple. Very, very simple. Don't do anything stupid, don't do anything shady, okay? Let me tell you the mistakes that I made, and you just don't do them, okay? Do what's working, don't do what's not working, okay? And so these were some of the lessons that I learned in business and that some of the things that helped me. So what I did is we replicated this, and a bunch of people started to have, having success. And then I surveyed my list. I said, hey, everybody, what would you like to know? Okay, and I had this idea. I thought a lot of people don't understand how to market properly, right? From 2007 up to this whole time, I was really studying traffic generation, right? So I wanted to literally become the best traffic guy in the space. As far as I was concerned, right? So I'm like, man, I'm gonna get every single training on traffic that I can get my hands on. I'm gonna experience it. I'm gonna just dig into it. I don't care if I fail, how many times I fail. I'm just gonna do it, right? And so there was no traffic training out there, right? So I surveyed my people and I emailed them and said, hey guys, tell me what kind of stuff that you were looking for, right? What's your biggest challenge? And I gave them some answers. Again, think strategically here. I gave them the answers that I could deliver on, okay? One of the things in the back of my mind, I had a suspicion that people would say traffic generation, that this was their biggest challenge. And so knowing that, or kind of having that in the back of my mind, I said, hey, what's your single biggest challenge online right now? I sent the survey out, and I had some answers that they could select. I said traffic generation, list building, and then something else, I don't remember. And sure enough, most people came back saying, hey, we need to learn about traffic generation. So I'm like, great. Most people wanted to learn about traffic generation. So what I do, again, I'm giving you here a massive, massive lesson, you guys, in strategic positioning, strategic communication with your list. You never want to be a pushy marketer. You want to position yourself so that you're attracting people. Okay? You want to attract people. You want to be a magnetic entrepreneur, not a pushy entrepreneur. Okay, everybody else, most people out there, they're pushy entrepreneurs, man. You don't want to be pushy. You want to be magnetic. How do you do that? You let people tell you what they want, and then you deliver it to them. That's exactly what I did. So you remember High Traffic Academy, right? Lavelle says. So what I did, okay, what I did is I said, great. I do a video, right, and I record a video of the survey results, and I said, hey, here's what you guys are looking for. I'm going to give you traffic training, okay? So I created a pre-launch video series for a product that I named High Traffic Academy, okay? It was a product, it's 2011 or so, 2011, 2012, right? And that was a massive success. It was a massive launch. So I surveyed people. They told me what they wanted. I created mini training. I delivered the mini training. It's like an appetizer, right? Gave them a lot of really cool value. A lot of people. I think Miles got his start. He made his money just by applying the free stuff that strategies from the free training that I did, and that's how he came into into the High Traffic Academy at that time. And then I sold a course, right? I recommended the High Traffic Academy. It was a massive success. It blew up, right? So we launched out. A bunch of money came in. Started to build a company around it. And then people started to ask, hey, what do we promote, right? And so I started to seek out different companies that I could align myself with, remembering my experience with the big ticket item company or the big ticket commission company, that my first one, where I made my first $2,000, right? So I came across a company called Empower Network, okay? No longer with them, by the way. And this is like 2012, right? See, by this time, I have a following, I have a list. And I've invited like 1,000 people, literally like 1,000 people to a webinar. And I said, I did not have any websites, I did not have any funnels, I did not have anything. I've invited 1,000 people. They were pre-framed, okay? They were pre-framed. What I mean by pre-framed is they were, there was a series of emails that they received that they had to respond to in order to get to the webinar. So it was not like a cold list or whatever. These were the people that I was in contact with. And so we do a webinar, and that single webinar, okay, I talk about the vision for that particular company, and we pull I think $500,000 in a single webinar. People just get it, and people didn't buy for the company. People bought because of what I was able to deliver to them prior. Okay. We follow up with another webinar, like a Q&A webinar, and that generated another $250,000 or $220,000. So 2 webinars together, right, in a span of just a few days, generated over $720,000 for me. Hint, hint, hint. What's more important than money is a story. Okay? What's more important than the money is how many of you guys know me? Okay? How many of you guys know me as a $720,000 first month in network marketing industry kind of guy? Okay, I could care less about that, but that is what can put you on the map, right? This is what can get you into higher and bigger circles. Okay, never underestimate the power of a story. Okay, if there is an opportunity for you to participate in something, if there is an opportunity for you to be a part of something, to create a story, really, really focus on creating a story more than you are focusing on making the money. Okay, a story is gonna stay with you for the rest of your career. Money will be here. I blew through that money faster than you can imagine. Okay, I took that money, I reinvested back into the systems. I built a whole team site. I've invested for my personal commissions. I went crazy. That $720,000 was gone like 2 weeks, just like that. Okay, so but what I did is I reinvested back into the team. I reinvested back into the infrastructure in the company, and we grew, man. We exploded. I did not do a single promotion since then, but because we create systems where people fail, right? So we created a replicated system for that company. It was very, very linear. It was very, very basic, if you will, right? It was, our company here, or our marketing system equaled Empower Network, okay? So it worked while I was there, but as soon as I left Empower Network, because the vision changed, the company started doing some things that were a little bit different that I did not, really support. Don't want to get into that conversation, but I left the company. Immediately, the system that I put over $1 million generating and developing here was called BIM, right? Immediately became useless because it was like this, okay? There was no connection anymore. Boom. See what I'm saying? It was like, okay, now what do we do now? Ouch, man, I didn't see that one coming. Another big lesson, okay? Another over $1 million from personal commissions, developing the system, okay? Investing in team. We did some really, really phenomenal stuff with that, man. I remember the times, dude. I mean, some of you guys go back with us. It was phenomenal, man. I remember this, flashbacks is incredible. But here's the thing, right? What kind of lesson did I get from that one? Well, the lesson that I got from that one is to be more strategic long-term, okay? And never depend on any one company. Big nugget for you. Never depend on any one company, okay? because my system was dependent on one company. It was really, really successful when I was there, okay, because I only did my first promotion. I did not have to spend the money, okay, on advertisement. I helped my team succeed, okay, and because the team duplication, we had more people making more money than anybody else in that company. We had more people making money faster than any other company in that particular space, okay, because systems work, people fail. So I've generated, several $1 million with that company. Reinvested tons of that money back into creating systems, but as soon as the company became irrelevant, that system depended on the company. Boom, it became useless. All that money went to just basically vanished. Okay, I don't see it as a loss. I see it as an investment in people, in team. Some of you guys are here. Okay, you're still following me because you go back with me and you saw how we were doing things, right? One thing that I never deviated from, which is value people above money. Okay, money it's here today, gone tomorrow. You'll have it again next day, whatever. Money is here to be used, right? If you value money above people, you're in trouble. Okay, if you value people above money, you will be successful. This is a big lesson for me. Okay, Ceylon saying that yes, I'm one of them. Okay, BAM was cool. Yep. So what we do, okay, is now obviously with the 4% group. So what happened was I went back to redevelop High Traffic Academy, just really kind of update that company and update those trainings. And I had a business partner come on board. This is 2015, right? I had a business partner, Jason, come on board with that, and we did some pretty incredible things with that company, right? We launched out this campaign was called Total Domination Engineering, the TDE funnel. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about, right? That funnel, I basically did very, very similar, approach that I did prior, right, to my successes. Now, while I was with Empower Network, I created a couple launches for them. So first of all, I created a launch for Big Idea Mastermind that helped a lot of people make a ton of money. Then I created a product specifically for Empower Network. I think it was called what was it called? It was about internet traffic formula. Internet traffic formula. It was what else? Yeah, ITF, right? Internet traffic formula. So that launch I created, I engineered it. I put the videos together. I worked with a video guy. It was we had a blast, by the way, as well with that. And that launch, following the same principles, doing certain things that I was doing prior, right? Leading with value. That particular launch brought in $3.5 to $3.6 million in the first 5 days. It was only available for purchase, that particular product, for like 5 days or 7 days. It generated over $3.5 or $3.6 million in 5 days. Incredible. Obviously, with back to High Traffic Academy, I create this Total Domination Engineering funnel, right? And we put out good content first, content that is relevant, that can serve people. And then we pitched High Traffic Academy. That campaign, okay, when HTA shopping cart opened up, it generated $1 million in 18 hours. $1 million in 18 hours. And then it was a massive success. It just exploded from there, okay? And then this leads me to another big thing and kind of a big idea, a big breakthrough that led me to where I'm at today with you guys, okay? And that is this. What I've learned is a lot of people, okay, in our space, they are getting bombarded with information. A lot of them are getting bombarded with bad information, okay? What's worse than no information is bad information, okay? Because it can lead you in the opposite direction. But people are getting bombarded, and they by this time, I have an opportunity and privilege to work with, literally have, over 1 million people per month listening in some way or shape or form through different, platforms that we have here, to my, to my voice, over 1 million people on a monthly basis. It's a privilege. I don't take that lightly. I don't take that as a bragging thing or whatever. I say that being humble, being humbled by it as well. Remembering where I came from, and all this craziness that I told you guys about. But there was one thing that I noticed over and over and over again, and that is this: we can teach people all day. We can teach people. We can give them more information. We can create more products. We can teach them. We can teach them theory all day long, right? But why do so many people still don't get it? Why do so many people still fail? And that got me to another thing, like epiphany, if you will. I'm like, dude, people don't need more information. It's the whole 96-4 concept. 96% or 98-2, if you will, right? 98% of what people are consuming and activities and everything that they do, 98% of the time, or 98% of the key elements they're focusing on, or everything they focus on, is just useless, time-consuming, busy stuff. 98% of the information they're getting, they don't even need. It just confuses them, right? It messes them up, because one guy is teaching you to do this, another guy is this, you're getting another message from here, this guru is teaching you to do this, but then this same guru has 4 other courses over here, and you're like, my goodness, you're pulling your hair out. Can anybody relate? I go to YouTube, okay? I go to YouTube, and I type in how to generate traffic. Hundreds of thousands of videos. It's not like people need more information. With High Traffic Academy, we did, I don't even remember how many hundreds of hours of webinars. Literally hundreds of hours of content. And when I look at people, and one time I just decided, I'm like, dude, I need to find out, why do people still fail? No confidence to take the actions, right, on the information that they're learning. B, too much information. C, don't have a clear path to success. So I said, man, it's my baby. I started that company, but in my heart of hearts, I don't feel like this is really serving people. Because if somebody is paying, right, I don't want to be silencing people, or try to silence people with just trying to sell them another thing. Or you're not making money yet because you have to buy another thing. You haven't made money yet just because you haven't bought this course yet. Oh, by the way, you need to buy this as well, or you need to pay this membership here as well, right? That didn't sit well with me. And so what I said is, we've got to change. We've got to do something about it. And where my heart is at is, I'm very, very privileged to be in a position to where, based on what I've done over the years, to have an ability to inspire people to rise above the average, right? Rise above the typical. Rise above, because typical is what everybody else is doing. It's information overload. It's making less than $100 a month. It's just grinding and just like, and I said, how can we do this? Remembering all the lessons, right, from previous ventures, I said, we're going to create a place. We're going to call it the 4% group. And we're going to set millions of people free by being real, by being genuine, and by teaching people what it really takes to succeed and helping them do that. And my friends, here we are. Okay? And obviously, if you guys are here, you know what we're doing. You know what's going on. You know how we're doing it here with the 4% group. We said, we're going to create this company. We're going to create, it's not even, I don't want it to be a company. I don't want it to be a program. I don't want it to be a training course. I don't even want it to be a membership site. We're going to create a vision. We're going to give people a vision that's so powerful that everybody will be able to relate to. Okay? Maybe not everybody, but people who will relate to that vision, they'll be attracted to it like the most powerful magnet in the world. Okay? And that vision is a challenge to the marketplace, to people in our marketplace, to people who are suffering. It's a challenge. It's a call. It's a cause. It's, hey, rise above being average. And how we're going to do that is we need to focus on simplicity. We need to focus on information that is just a handful of things that you need to know how to get the result. Simplicity and result instead of, theory and complexity. Okay? And that's why we created the 4% group. So we said we're going to seek out the best companies, the best products that we can endorse, right? That have a huge demand in the marketplace, that is in the industry that's on the uprise, right? We're going to identify those companies that are world class, and we're going to create marketing systems from the 4% group, and we're going to market those programs and companies through our exclusive marketing funnels, right? That's available to our members here in the 4% group. And we're going to do this better than anybody else will. But this is just this is just what we're going to do, okay? How we're going to do this is we are going to create the world's simplest yet most powerful marketing funnels and marketing selling systems that are done for you, okay, that people can plug into, that will focus on getting people the result. At the end of the day, everything we do needs to be centered around one thing: getting you the result. Okay? So you get the result by selling programs through our systems, but everything is about how we're going to do this is we're going to help people get results. And why we're going to do this, you guys, the heart of HTA, the core, the stem where everything is going to start, okay? It's going to stem from our cause, which is inspire people to rise above the common level, to rise above being typical, man, to go from gutters to being tremendous successes. And the metaphor we're going to use is we're going to build the industry's biggest, most beautiful city this industry has ever seen. But just like in any city, there is different neighborhoods. We're going to build the most incredible skyline this industry has ever witnessed. And that's going to be the 4% group skyline. We're going to build those skyscrapers. We're going to make them incredible. Okay, we're going to take people and we're going to help them succeed beyond approach, right? We're going to help people who were never successful to become tremendously successful. And we're going to do that by focusing on the result, but it's something much bigger, much deeper. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to think creatively to where we have an opportunity for anybody. And even if we have 1 million people be a part of this vision, which we will, there's going to be over 1 million people that we're going to serve directly. And our family is going to grow exponentially. The 4% group family is going to grow exponentially. And you're part of it. Okay? But the way we're building it now is it will never run into saturation. It will never depend on any one company or one system alone. We have a portfolio, right? That is incredible. And so what we do is we create an ecosystem for sales that is automated, and we teach you how to become independent. Basically, you guys, I take my journey, I take my story, I take the lessons, I take the insights, I take the good, the bad, the great. I remove the bad. I learn from the experience. I take those lessons. Okay, I take the best from what I've got from them, and recreate the most incredible thing, focusing on helping people get the result. Bottom line. Okay, everybody? So you guys, that's my journey. Okay? That's my compressed version of my journey. Obviously, I don't want to bore you to death here. But that's where I come from. This is who Vick tries to see. This is my, my story. This is, right now, I'm very, very excited. I think I have the most amazing, I don't want to call it a job because it's not a job. I have the most amazing opportunity ever to inspire people. I have the most amazing privilege. I have the biggest privilege. I have the ability to be able to take somebody, right, wherever they might be, whatever situation you might be in, and help somebody who might never have a chance of success, and help that somebody become a champion. Not just somewhat successful, but somebody to become a champion, man. That's what we got. Okay. And everything else is a bonus, man. That's why I'm so fired up about, today we have 6 children. I'm married to the same woman I got married when I was 20 years old. We're going to be celebrating our, let's see, is that going to be 12 years? I think it's going to be 12-year anniversary, okay, in September, next month. And I could not be more blessed. I'm just blessed and privileged and excited for the future, So High Traffic Academy, for those of you guys, I'll be doing a PR piece. High Traffic Academy, my partner continues to run that company as of right now. I focus on what I feel I should be focusing on, which is helping people get the result. Not necessarily more information, but the result. Okay? And so what we're going to do, okay, if obviously you guys are here, on the live stream, you're watching me. If you, my friend, are watching this as a recorded version, okay, you came across this video somewhere, somehow, okay, remember a couple things. There is no coincidences in life. I don't believe in, okay, this is a coincidence, okay? Everything happens for the better. This is a belief system that I have adopted deliberately, okay? Doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter how many times you fail. Doesn't matter. Every failure is going to become an asset for you, because that's going to be it's going to be a little piece in your story, in your big picture, okay? Without that failure, there's going to be a void. There's going to be a hole. Imagine a puzzle, right? And if you're missing one piece, it doesn't look good. It's not a complete picture. Every single struggle, you guys, okay? Every single thing that you're going through, good, bad, indifferent, and everything, it's going to be a part of your big picture that one day you're going to be sharing with somebody, and you will be able to change somebody's life with it because you have been through that road yourself. So I look forward to seeing you inside of the 4% group. If you're not a member of the 4% group yet, you're watching this, come join us. It's not a company just for the sake of selling products. It's a movement. It's a vision. It's the most incredible thing ever. I challenge you to become our next biggest skyscraper in our skyline. Will you do it? We're here for you, okay? So if you have an opportunity right now to join, do it now. You can find the link somewhere on this page, and I look forward to seeing you inside. God bless. See ya. For those of you guys who are